So, with a lap to go then in this women's 800 metres, Gladys Taylor, all in black, the tall figure nearest the camera, in second place behind Diane Edwards of Sale Harriers. And there's Lorraine Baker in the maroon of Coventry Godiva coming up to challenge as they go into the back straight for the final time.
And the time at the bell was very slow, 63.94, running into a headwind at up to 4 to 5 metres per second in the straight.
So it's Diane Edwards on the left-hand side of the picture, Lorraine Baker, the Olympic finalist, who's had problems this year and run below her best. Gladys Taylor of Essex Ladies in third place. And the interest here will be to see if Gladys Taylor can produce her sprint finish and get close enough to those two genuine two-lap runners ahead of her. This, of course, well over distance for Taylor. Lorraine Baker and Diane Edwards fighting it out then into the home straight. And this gusting wind really buffeting them 50 metres from home. It looks as though Diane Edwards has got it for Sale Harriers. And the 19-year-old brings home victory and 9 points for Sale. In second place is Lorraine Baker and third Gladys Taylor. A clean start. Wilbert Greaves up on the rest, and that's very unusual for him. Going well is Thane, the 17-year-old, on the inside, and also in lane 2, David Nelson. But it's going to be Wilbert Greaves who wins it from Steve Buckridge in second place, and Nelson was third. The time, 13.94, and in view of the conditions, that really is a very, very good time for Wilbert Greaves, and in fact equals the GRE Cup record set by Mark Holtham a couple of years ago. Well, what an unusual sight to see Wilbert Greaves nearest to the camera, just about the first away. He is nearly always the slowest starter, but this time he started perfectly and was up on the rest at this stage. In the red shorts there, second from right, the 18-year-old David Nelson really pushing him, and in the black vest of Birchfield Harriers, Steve Buckridge, 2 lanes inside Wilbert Greaves. But Wilbert had the race in his pocket at this stage and knew it. Buckridge second and Nelson third.
And Paul Mardle for Wolverhampton and Bilston confirmed his superiority as our #1 discus thrower by taking this event and gaining maximum points for Wolverhampton and Bilston. Just 22, he's had a great season. The UK champion in Antrim, 7th in the European Cup in Moscow. Big man, 6'4", and look at the way he whipped that discus out there. Sailed out to 56 meters and 90 centimeters to take the event and gain those valuable maximum points. Max Jones thinks this man could well be the next Bill Tancred in British discus throwing. He's 6'4", 18 stone, just the right kind of physique, and you saw the way he ran across the 8 foot 2.5 circle there and whipped the discus out. That I think this man has a great future in this event. Great performance.
Well, every performance and every event matter, and here's Shirley Strong throwing the javelin for Stretford. Well, a rather dinky throw, and in fact that landed at 29 meters 32, but nonetheless it gained a valuable point, and every point matters. So 1 point for Stretford and Shirley Strong earlier today. But now here she is back in her major event, the 100-meter hurdles, Olympic silver medalist, Commonwealth gold medalist, here running her first major test of the season in the 100-meter hurdles. She'll be up against Kim Hagger, who's already been competing with great success in the long jump, leading that competition at 6:51. And in fact, the first 3 in the long jump competing in this event, Mary Barclay going for Croydon, runs here in lane 7, lying second in the long jump, and Sharon Bowie of Birchfield running in lane 2. Kim Hagger, second fastest British athlete this year at 13:32, but all eyes will be on the return to top athletics in lane 4 of Shirley Strong for Stretford.
And Shirley is as wound up about this race as any Olympic or Commonwealth final. It's very, very windy. It's just started raining, and it's almost a year since she competed in a race of this kind of importance. She's had a couple of club fixtures recently as part of her comeback, but that Achilles tendon injury, which required an operation back in February, has meant that she's been out of competitive racing for virtually 12 months. In fact, since she ran for her club in the GRE Cup Final a year ago. So tremendous tension and pressure on Shirley Strong. the Olympic silver medalist and Commonwealth champion, in lane 4. She's worried about her strength. She has little fitness training behind her, but my goodness, she's attacked this race with tremendous aggression. Hager on the inside, closest to her, but Shirley Strong is going to win it. And what a comeback for Shirley Strong. Strong wins it in 13.50, and that's a very good time in the conditions, and bearing in mind the lack of competition and indeed the lack of training. Kim Hager, all in black there, finishing second, but that really was an encouraging run for Shirley Strong. Well, Shirley was very, very nervous about this race. She was saying how much she lacked fitness and strength at this stage, and she was also worried about the very windy conditions. You can see it blowing her blonde hair about there right in the center of the picture. She's only really been training since June, that operation back in February. She's off for a couple of weeks rest now, and then starts her winter preparations in earnest with a view to defending her Commonwealth title in Edinburgh next year and the European Championships. And that represents a great comeback.
Well, that splendid win by Shirley, 13.5 to Hager's 13.67. Takes her club, Stretford, to a 2-point lead just before the halfway stage over Essex Ladies, Hounslow a close-up third, and Sale Harriers in fourth. In the Men's Gold Cup, Haringey leading by just 1 point from Shaftesbury, though Shaftesbury have had 4 individual winners. Birchfield are third with 42, Wolverhampton fourth with 41 points.
On your marks.
So 19-year-old Roger Black, who last week scored a smashing triumph in Cottbus to win the European junior title, running here on the outside lane in the 400 metres in his club colours of Southampton and Eastleigh, the colours which have already seen an upset 100-metre victory for Todd Bennett. Well, inside Roger Black will be his main rival, Steve Hurd of Wolverhampton and Bilston, a fine leg for England, and in lane 5, Ainsley Bennett goes for Birchfield.
So Black, the 19-year-old, at the start of what potentially will be an outstanding career. And Ainsley Bennett in the red shorts, coming to the end of what has been an outstanding career for him, for both club and country. 31 Ainsley Bennett in the centre of the picture, 19 Roger Black on the left-hand side. Black holding a lead, Steve Hurd running very well on his inside for Wolverhampton and Bilston, and Hamilton of Sale Harriers in lane 2, also looking good as they round the final bend. But Ainsley Bennett really up with those 2 youngsters on his outside, and Hurd and Black having a tremendous battle down the home straight, with Bennett finishing very quickly too in the middle. But Black's just got the strength to edge ahead of Hurd in what's been a really terrific race. Black wins it then for Southampton, Hurd second, and in third place Ainsley Bennett. The time 46.10 in these conditions, a stupendous time really, and a new GRE Cup record.
Mike Winch for Blackheath, and he showed that age is no barrier to competitive ability, and it was great to see one of our greatest ever throwers in such marvellous form in this club competition. Mike now 37, and he gained those valuable maximum points by taking the shot with this outstanding throw. Very small like Judy Oakes, but still very, very dynamic, and that throw of 17.02 is a season's best for Mike. And he contributes to the sport not just by competing, but also as a top administrator with the International Athletes Club and coach to Judy Oakes and many other young throwers. So this was a great effort by Mike. Look at that. Drive, lifts, the old competitive flair still there. 17.02, great effort, and maximum points for Blackheath.
Todd Bennett really enjoying the competition, and like Donovan Reid has come here today straight from Brussels, where he appeared last night, finishing third in a good time over 400 metres. So in the absence of Asquith, this ought to be a straightforward battle between Bennett and also Donovan Reid. But Clarence Callender of Haringey, all in white in lane 3, went off quickly. So Bennett has already overtaken him, and it's Bennett with a lead against Donovan Reid on this near side. And it looks as though Bennett's going to bring maximum points home again, yes, by a very big margin, with Donovan Reid second and Clarence Callender third. 20.81 the time, a new GRE Cup record, beating Mike McFarlane's previous time of 20.94. The women's sprint relay, and it's likely to be a very closely contested race, this. And also in terms of the match, it's a very close position between Essex Ladies in lane 5 and Stretford in lane 8. Also Hounslow, who are third in the match at the moment, who've gone off to a good start in lane 7. So we're looking really at those outside lanes 5, 6, 7 and 8. And it looks as though Hounslow made the best start over the first 2 legs. Stretford in the outside, also in a good position. And coming through strongly in the middle, Essex Ladies. Shirley Strong running that leg for Stretford and handing on to Jane Parry for the final leg. But Stretford a long way down on Essex Ladies in the middle. And on this near side, it's Hounslow are closest to them. A desperate dive at the line, but I think it was Essex Ladies who got it, with Lisa Garif bringing them through for first place. So approaching the final leg, Jenny Jordan had run very well here for Essex Ladies, and hands on to Lisa Garif. A little bit of a mess there, as you can see, with the Hounslow changeover, but the girl running in the blue tracksuit bottoms, Jackie Harmon, really pursuing Essex Ladies in the centre, but Garif had got away sufficiently well to hold her off, and Stretford finishing quickly on this near side with Jane Parry to come through into third. The men's 4x100 metres relay, very tense. They've already had 2 false starts. Look out for the favourites, Haringey in lane 6, all in white. On the inside of Haringey in the black and white striped Shaftesbury Harriers, but Lincoln Asquith for Birchfield, who are third in the match at the moment, got off very strongly indeed. It's very close in the match between Shaftesbury and Haringey, and it looked as though Wolverhampton and Bilston had a bit of a setback there, possibly even a drop baton, but they're not really figuring in those leading positions, with Shaftesbury Harriers pursuing Birchfield, but Birchfield looking in the middle for a clean handover here. Birchfield all in black, Haringey all in white, and it's Haringey who got the smoothest handover, and Clarence Callender will bring them home. So Clarence Callender leads them in ahead of Birchfield Harriers. So Haringey with it, with Birchfield in second place and Shaftesbury Harriers third.
Visit of the afternoon for the GRE League Cup Final, the athletics going on at Hendon. Essex Ladies leading the points and looking to retain their title. It's the last track event, though, in the women's competition. It's the women's 4x400 metres relay.
And so they approach the final leg in this women's 4x400 metres relay, and a terrific battle going on here. The leaders, wearing number 8, are Stretford, who stand in second place in the match. The leaders in the entire match are there, all in black, Essex Ladies, but their lead is virtually unbeatable. And indeed, with Gladys Taylor, who won the match for them virtually on this final event last year, coming through strongly in third place, we can say that Essex Ladies, they're all in black, will win the Women's Cup. But the battle is between Stretford and Hounslow for second and third places. Stretford in the blue shorts, being led along here by Yvette Ray, and wearing number 2 is Borough of Hounslow, who are just a point behind Stretford in the match. So it's very important Yvette Ray keeps going and pulling away as Gladys Taylor finishes very strongly for Essex Ladies. So Essex Ladies win the race and win the match. Stretford second, and that should ensure that they take second place. But what a great day it's been for Gladys Taylor, who's run in the 400 hurdles, the 800 metres, and now the relay, and no wonder the smile.
So Essex Ladies defend their GRE Jubilee Cup and win again today with 93 points, from Stretford second on 83, and Hounslow, who ended up disqualified in that relay, third with 75. But going into the final men's 4x400 relay, this is the position, and everything to depend on this relay, because Haringey have a 3-point lead over Shaftesbury, 117 to 114, and it's between those two teams, with Birchfield third, 101. But Shaftesbury have a very strong 4x4 team, and if they beat Haringey, then they may well snatch the cup yet. Alan, it's going to be a terrific race.
Strange that Haringey were overtaken in the final event by Birchfield Harriers a year ago and lost the cup which they had held for 3 years in a row. So Haringey all in white with a late change for their lead-off leg, and then Moraine running the first leg for them. Shaftesbury Harriers in the black and white stripes, so two distinctive team strips to look out for here. Shaftesbury in the stripes on the inside, Haringey all in white. And they're the two who are contesting the 1985 GRE Men's Cup. Paul Herbert running the opening leg for Shaftesbury Harriers. And had the conditions been better, I'm sure that the UK club record could have been in danger here, because also running in this race for Southampton and Eastleigh, both Roger Black and Todd Bennett. Southampton running here in lane 6 in the green top. Paul Sanders running the first leg for them, Black and Bennett to come later. Sanders running a very good leg too, or it could be Winston Spencer in fact. A lot of late changes in the lineups with all teams here. And it's Southampton and Eastleigh with a marginal lead perhaps over Birchfield Harriers, but of course they run that first leg and the first bend now in lanes, so when the stagger unwinds we'll be able to tell you exactly who importantly in the match, and it looks like Shaftesbury Harriers in the lead.
Well, this is Brian Dickens going for Shaftesbury, and indeed if Shaftesbury can win this and keep more than about 3 places ahead of Haringey, or even 2 places ahead of them, they might well win the Gold Cup, because if they finish level on points, it goes to the team who've got most individual victories, and Shaftesbury have had 6. Mike Jones, Julian Gota, Fred Sowell, Roy Dickens, Brian's brother in the 800, Billy Davey and Steve Harris, and Haringey have had 4, and what a splendid run this is by Brian Dickens.
Southampton and Eastleigh coming through into second place behind Shaftesbury, and that's Wolverhampton and Bilston third.
And there's a faller there too, Birchfield Harriers, faller there, and that may well in fact help Haringey, because that's one more team out of it.
So it's Shaftesbury Harriers in the lead, Southampton and Eastleigh in second place, with Roger Black running this third leg for them, and Max Robertson running the third leg for Wolverhampton and Bilston, who are third.
And Haringey now back in 6th, but the Birchfield Harrier in falling there, in fact, impeded the Haringey runner. So Haringey now running a storming leg, though, Ricky Daniel, to try and get back on terms, as out in front, Shaftesbury, together with Southampton, very much bidding for the Gold Cup. And look at the determination here on Donovan Reed's face.
Donovan Reed then will hand on to Roy Dickens, brother of Brian Dickens, for this final leg. And Roger Black hands on to Todd Bennett. So Shaftesbury first, Southampton second, Wolverhampton third, and then we're looking for the rather disconsolate Haringey team, who have surely seen victory and the possibility of the GRE Cup landing in their laps again disappear.
And 2 of the great individual stars here, Roy Dickens, who ran a fine 800, against Todd Bennett, who's already won the 100 and 200 for Southampton.
So it looks as though Roy Dickens is going to have the honour of bringing Shaftesbury Harriers home to victory in the match, although Todd Bennett, as he flies off the final bend, will have the satisfaction of crossing the line in first place yet again in what's been a very good day for him personally. So Southampton win the final event, but as Shaftesbury Harriers cross the line in second place, the important thing is exactly where Haringey finished behind them. And Haringey in 5th place, I think. So when the calculations are made, and Peter Matthews' mental arithmetic somewhat better than mine, it looks as though it's going to be as close as expected, but Shaftesbury, I think, Peter, get the cup.
Well, that's marvellous. They both finish on 121 points, but on individual victories, Shaftesbury take the GRE Gold Cup.
So there we are, as exciting a finish as you could have wished for, and the black and white stripes of Shaftesbury Harriers, winners for the first time in 7 years. An exciting finale. Back to Jim in the